Hello, you are welcome in online series of machine design. Myself, Navisha Goswami. In continuation of sliding contact bearing, in today's lecture, I am going to discuss about Raimondi and void methods. So these methods are generally define basic parameters, or you can say that basic definitions of your sliding contact bearing. Okay. So what are the important parameters are used in sliding contact bearing? So that is all defined by your Raimondi and J mod method. So Raimondi used Reynolds equation to convert basic parameter, convert into basic definition or different types of parameters used in sliding contact bearing. So here this is your Reynolds equation. So Reynolds equation is given d by dx sq dp divided by dx, or you can say that differentiation of pressure with respect to x-axis, okay, plus differentiation of P with respect to Z multiplied by HQ is equal to 6 mu U dH by dx. Okay, so this is Reynolds equation that I have taken directly, okay, to define basic parameters. Okay, so H is here known as your fluid film or lubricant of variable thickness. And mu is here dynamic viscosity. So don't get confused. In some books it is denoted by viscosity is denoted by Z, and in some books it is denoted by mu. Okay, so here mu is your dynamic viscosity of oil, P is your local oil film pressure, U is your linear velocity of general bearing, and X is your circumferential direction and Z is your longitudinal direction. So these are the different parameters used in Reynolds equation. So now A. Raimondi and John Boyd, okay, so they applied difficult computer technique to find out the solution of Reynolds equation and present the result in the form of design charts and tables. Okay, so they apply some computer techniques or different types of techniques, and by using these techniques they have converted Reynolds equation into some important parameters. Okay, so these provide accurate results of bearing of all properties. Most charts utilize the bearing characteristics number. So this is very important. Bearing characteristic number I will discuss in next lecture. Okay, and bearing modulus and Sommerfeld number. So these all numbers I will discuss in next lecture. Okay, so in a hydrodynamic general bearing, you can see here in this diagram. Okay, in hydrodynamic general bearing, you can see that outer surface is your fixed element, that is your bearing, and inner surface is your general. And here I have already indicated lines of center. So you can see here some eccentricity is occurred. Okay, so first of all I will discuss all parameters, then I will switch over to this diagram. Okay, so a hydrodynamic general bearing, so this is your hydrodynamic general bearing, okay, where O is your center of general and O dash is your center of bearing. So you can see here O dash is your center of bearing and O is your center of general, right? So between these two centers some eccentricity is occurred. Okay, in ideal condition these two points O and O dash centers of points should be lie on the same point. Okay, but in actual practice it not possible, so there may be some eccentricity. Okay, and here you can see here outer surface, outer portion is your bearing. So it is diameter of this type of bearing is D. It is denoted by capital D. So capital D indicates diameter of bearings, and diameter of general is denoted by small d. So this is your diameter of general, and L is your length of bearing. Okay, and you can see here one important parameter HO. Okay, so HO is known as your fluid film thickness. What is H? H is here fluid film thickness. So this is very important parameters. Okay, so according to diameter, when we will do the half of we will take half of your diameter. So this is your radius, capital R is radius of bearing and small r is your radius of general. Okay, and we apply some load, W is load applied on bearing. Okay, so W is your load. So next, so what are the basic terms used in hydrodynamic general bearing? So these are very important. First is your diametral clearance. So what is diametral clearance? So diametral clearance is a difference between the diameters of bearing and journal. Okay, so you can see here diameter clearance is defined by C is equal to D minus D. So C is given by, so this is known as your diametral clearance. Okay, radial clearance, so it is understood, it may be difference between the radius of bearing and radius of journal. So you can see here it is denoted by C dash. So C dash is equal to R, capital R minus R. Capital R is here your radius of bearing and small r is here your radius of journal. Next is your diametral clearance ratio. Okay, so what is your diametral clearance ratio? So it is given by ratio of diametral clearance to the diameter of journal. Okay, means diametral clearance, what was the diametral clearance? So it was your C. Okay, so diametral clearance ratio is equal to C by D, because we know what is the diametral clearance ratio, D minus D. So C is equal to D minus D and divided by diameter of journal. So it is known as your diametral clearance ratio. Next is your eccentricity. So what is eccentricity? So we have already seen in diagram. Okay, when it is a radial distance between center of bearing and displaced center of bearing under load condition. So displaced center means center of your shaft, right? In ideal condition, O and O dash should be at the same point, but in actual practice it is not possible. So some displaced, so center may be displaced, and that difference is known as your eccentricity. Okay, and it is denoted by E. So so you can see here eccentricity is denoted by E. I have already explained in diagram, right? So next is your minimum oil film thickness. So what is the minimum oil? Why I have written here minimum oil film thickness? So it is the minimum distance between bearing and journal. Okay, under complete lubricated conditions. So we know we use some lubricant between your shaft and your bearing. So when thickness of, this is the minimum thickness which is used between your shaft and, or you can say that journal and bearing. Okay, when these are under complete lubricant condition. Okay, so it is denoted by H0 HO. Okay, and its value may be assumed that it is equal to C by 4. Okay, so it is given that diameter clearance divided by 4 is given by your minimum oil film thickness ratio. So you can see here in this diagram HO is given. So HO is given by capital D minus small d divided by 4. Okay, so this is your minimum oil film thickness ratio. Next is your attitude or eccentricity ratio. So what is attitude or eccentricity ratio? So it is ratio of eccentricity to radial clearance. So what was the radial clearance? So radial clearance was your difference between radius of bearing and radius of your journal. So it is given by capital R minus R. We have already seen it. Okay, so how mathematically, how we will denote attitude or eccentricity ratio? Okay, so it is denoted by epsilon, and it is equal to E divided by C dash. So C dash is here radial clearance, E is here eccentricity ratio, and you can see here what was the eccentricity. So eccentricity is equal to O distance, radial distance between O dash and O. Okay, so when we will put all these value here, so we will get this attitude or eccentricity ratio. Okay, so this is very important. So these were the some terminology used in journal bearing. So these are very important, because design of bearing is totally based on this fundamental. Okay, so this is very important, right? So we have in this lecture we have seen terminology, different type of journal bearings we have discussed in last lecture. Okay, so thank you. Okay, one important parameter is again remaining here. So design consideration in general bearing. Okay, so there are two types of design consideration. First is your design variable, second one is your performance variables. Okay, so what are the design variables? So design variables are those value which either given or are under the control of designer. So these are the design variables are under our control. Okay, and so what are these values? These are the general speed, what should be the viscosity of oil should be used, and next is what should be the bearing pressure or load per unit projected area. So these are the dimensions, bearing dimensions R, C, L. C is diametral clearance, L is your length of bearing, R is here radius of your journal. Okay, so these are under control of the designer, so these are known as design variables. So next is your performance variables. So performance variables are those variables which are not under control of designer. So there may be temperature, maybe pressure and other parameters which we cannot control, or these are not in under control of the designer. So these are known as your performance variables. Thank you.